Everyone took their plates and ate my cake and teased each other. The emperor took the cake and wanted to wipe it on his face. Mina and Liu Feng are close friends, eating cake and looking at each other. Passionate eyes. Our eyes met, just want to look at you for a long time. Liu Feng kept his eyes glued to Mina, made her blush with embarrassment. Ahem, ha ha ha, you lost, I laughed and said to Ellie. You paced it, you lose. And now Mina looked out the window. Two hands raised long and cheerfully said, Master, thank you this birthday. I am very happy. Suddenly whined slowly, walked from behind and hugged Mina. The sudden and warm embrace made Mina stand out, shy and timid. At this moment, he whispered softly into Mina. That's what you wanted, Mina? Oh my God, Mina's hands timidly touched the wind. She blushed her cheeks and her pink lips softly said, I wish I could be the owner's wife. Give birth to a lovely daughter. FF. Mina didn't say, come out, people. This is Mina thinking in her head. Suddenly, Mina turned around. Hugging and kissing, mouse on your lips. The more you kiss. Both faces were pink. I don't know if it was drunk or drunk. Probably drunk. Kissing each other is too much. Knitting hands tighten grips hands together. The two of you are getting more and more excited. The LAN's energy heats both hearts. Lips touching hearts on fire. In this part, people eat melons. Just short of a row. Eyes wide open, mouth, gaping, panicked look at the children. Eh, what is this? Elivia and Nicola were staring, gaping. The little girl Sumi is shy. Turn away and dare not look. Just stand there and watch and maybe even faint. Let's get the kids back to work. The true ringing. So under the burning yellow candles, it burns like it never burned. The heat in the room is higher than ever. Save Mina. Gently put her on the bed. Red as a wedding bed. Candle type. Come on, blow me out. I'm tired of you too. Save when shy. He was red all over his face. He looked at Mina lying in bed. The two fell into deep contemplation, looking lovingly at each other. No one said anything. And then, whatever comes, comes. Two of them, sinking into a hot and sweet night of youth. Stop moving the scene. Back to the geographic location of the Atlantic City. The kingdom to which the Atlantic belongs. It's called the Kingdom of LAN, covers an area of about 200,000 square kilometers. It's the most powerful kingdom in the neighborhood. The Atlantic City lies at the edge of the LAN Birth Kingdom. The capital of the Kingdom of LAN is the LAN Palace. It's a big city. There's a population of about 100,000 people. Oh, we have arrived at the LAN Palace. Messenger of Sozo. We are now in the kingdom capital. God, look at the city. Big snow covered. The white snow lay thick on the thin huts. The people are cold. People sitting in the street. The messenger looked at him in amazement and said, even though this is the capital, but it's far below the Atlantic City. You have to pay a fee here. The messenger heard the sounds of heartbreak. Please, I'm begging you. If I go into town to sell things, I'll give you the money. The guard was determined, pushing the pets out. He screamed, if you can't charge, you can't get into too. Look at this scene. The ordinary people. It's basically unacceptable. More about here. The messenger heard it. There's 2 people in the hallway screaming. Come on, I can do it. I'm sure I can. It's morning. The messenger continues to walk the streets of Chengdu. You think they're nobles? Nobles are here, not even the average person in the Atlantic City. It smells so bad. It's very polluted in the Atlantic. The road full of stinky garbage is so miserable. But for having Cotagina, all the difficulties and fatigue are nothing. Just need to see Cotagina. My soul is polluted. It will definitely return to normal as before. There was a sound of opening the wooden door with a voice. I'll give it to the boss for you. Transforming the scene in the beautiful, magnificent room, Degina is having tea with her friend. Your friend said, Degina, you really don't like your brother. Darina's friend's name is Katerina, the daughter of the Grand Duke. Say more. He's brave and talented. He's a rare man. Don't you worry, take this chance, my good friend. My Dezina. The merchant Sozo's daughter sighed in disbelief. You don't feel guilty about saying these things. And he doesn't want that either. But my father cut off his money. Just change the words for me and I'll get the money back. It's such a light business. If you were me, you would do it. Degina bravely replied. Then you agree to the 4 princes' proposal. Not that there's going to be a lot of money. Marry him and give him all the money. Katharinia said, well, don't mention it. I don't want to marry him. That stupid thing. I don't know anything about music. Azina slowly advises her agitated friend. Calm down. This is not your duke's house. Carefully cut the horn wall and then take the calamity into the body. As far as I know, the duke will also be. Yes, hero, you are. Katharinia continues. You're clearly smaller than me. And all day, you're acting like you're old. Adam slowly put the tea down on the table. My father is not in the capital. When I am 09, SAO can control all the experts below, and you're suddenly here. It's not just for small talk. And he said, Catherine. He is still the one you know best. Catherine was overjoyed. She holds the loo in her hand. Tea and shout show off with Dagina. Dazina recently had a new loo keyboard in her factory. T for C, this latest type. You jump up and show off. Just get it. Then the palace assembly next year. I'm going to surprise everyone. Azina asked again. You don't want to buy it. There are more in your house. It's already outside the factory. Katharinia signed hand of millet. Let's show this one again. Azina gently raised the cup of tea and could not. Katharinia puffs her mouth and shows discomfort. Are you being coy? It's not Sao da Azina. You're one of the 5 most talented women. This royal capital. Find all important places of business. The essence of this city. I can't find a second one either. Why are you short of money? Degina indifferent facial emotionless reply. You're also one of the most talented women. Of this capital. This world cannot have one. Who plays the piano better than you? You don't need this kind of stuff. It's amazing to everyone. CA poetry Gina heard and shouted hoo hoo. I won't. Suddenly, a servant came into Dejina's room. In her hand is a box. She told Dejina respectfully, "Miss, the boss sent someone to deliver the goods to you." Dejina unboxing babes raw. Katharinia quickly looked at the box and exclaimed, "What are these letters and what are these?" So that's the letter that Father Dejina sent her. There's some pink lollipops in there. Being enjoyed by Katharinia. It's too good to shout. When Katuzina is enjoying the delicious lollipop, Dejina read the letter her father had sent her. Suck the candy. Katarina looked at Dejina and asked. Dejina hesitated for a few seconds and then replied, "He told me to take the fleet to the Atlantic." A few days later, the Katharinia surprisingly descended into the Atlantic. Move to the Atlantic. The snow is still covering the buildings. In the Atlantic City, a young man with red hair raised his fist, screaming out loud, "You punched me first." A purple-haired man who couldn't bear to be next to him. "You obviously caused trouble first. The two of you punched each other." A scene full of tension and chaos. These two punched each other and made the pen sigh. "It's been 7 or 8 times, he continued. "It's all little things. Every time we get into a fight. It's all messed up." So the pen is reporting the situation to the exile. Become the owner. When I finished listening, I asked the pen man where they were. He replied slowly, "I have punished you for running. I made them run 2 laps around the Atlantic City. After running, there is no strength to fight anymore. I love to laugh, ha ha ha. Don't worry, I'll figure it out." But I thought to myself, 2 rounds around the city, I don't know if there are any. When the pen left, my dad started thinking about how, in the winter, everyone has free time. The power is so strong that people are easy to talk about. There is a way. Ellie folded his wondering hands into the exile master. "Young man, is there any way? What are you going to do?" The captain was ready to leave and tell Ellie. "Let's do it. Come with me to the research department." At the Atlantic City Research Institute. The cold air. It's snowing on the roof of the Research Institute. In the lecture room at the Institute, Ellie is giving a talk to everyone. About parts of the industry, garment. Save the tape measure on the board. This is the textile department. Ellie listened and looked at the way of teaching. The head is full of questions. She didn't understand what he was saying. After teaching, give the textile department. Save the style to the carpentry shop. Here engineers and workers are also very attentive. Follow the instructions of the lord of the castle. Ellie stood beside him, still full of puzzled questions. Appeared before us a pair of gloves. Used in punching. Bright red, orange, yellow. The gauntlet is as strong as the one who wears it. Bang Bang Lu Fong put on gloves. Then he punched his 2 hands together, making a bang bang sound. Pop pop sounds good to the ears. Then the Lord praised the person who made it. Very good, everyone. Ellie also held up her hands as if saving wind. I wonder, ask you. The owner used this to fight Sao. Save the wind. It's kind of like this. It's called boxing. You'll know soon enough. The next day, between the center of Cholon Commercial City, a whole crowd of ants gathered around a playing field. It looks like radio. On the radio is the best. He was wearing a red glove. It's called boxing gloves. The leopard is standing on the radio, slightly raising his hand. Shout out loud for everyone around you to hear. To become a master. I heard someone was boring recently. Eating rice has nothing to do. Let everyone have a place to vent. More ways of entertainment. The owner decided to have a boxing match. The winner also gets a prize. What he said shocked the people below. What is boxing? Is it a fight? Someone below raised his hand and asked. It's a bit confusing to hear. This is a bit difficult to explain in words. Next, I'll show it to everyone. One time, the best fish to finish. The enemy is ready on the opposite side. The eyes are extraordinarily focused. Soon the two started fighting. The two of you punched me. I punched you with a hook. Have to punch extraordinarily hard, no AI succumbs. To perform a satisfying boxing performance. Even when the tam is laughing, for the successful show. The best one gave a punch. Make the new face crooked. To one side flying one straight off the radio. People on the radio are watching this. Iso mouthe. The stupidest, most astounding mouth. After the victory, the two hands on the hips spoke loudly. Okay, who else wants to register? He stood in the back looking at a scene. My eyes can't believe it. So, who registered? I didn't tell you to just perform. Then you have to step up, right hand on the shoulder of the best bull. Mouth with a friendly smile explained further. Rest assured. This match, only civilians are registered to fight each other. Soldiers are like novices, or the best will not participate. Next, I'll announce the contest rules and awards. This match will select raw 18 contestants to participate in the competition. The winner will receive 100 coins. The second prize will be 10 coins. The first prize will be 10 gold coins, and one more cup. People under the radio. When you see the bonus, react immediately. Everyone is fighting for registration. Oh, a 10 gold coins here. I want to register. I also want to register. When I saw that, I laughed, haha. So now I'm announcing the first Atlantic boxing tournament. Officially started. Across the street from the ice ring, the competition's hanging up. Under the platform is the golden cup. The fight has begun. Sit on the highest stage for easy observation. There is also Sojo and Torji. So the knife returned to ask for the title of master. Can you see the contestant? I'll pay attention to that person. When you see that, put your hand on your chin. Laughing and analyzing. Ha ha ha, if it was me, I find the number 7 with the number 10 quite formidable. Even if you look at your hair. It's not like normal people. Oh, and the bald-headed 17th contestant in a cloak. It also looks very strong. Toji, after studying the rules of the game in the paper that came out, turn your head around. The two shining eyes asked the master. I've never seen a game, and the participation rate is the same as yours. If you can guess the 118th order, there are 1,800 cards. Money. The wind outside laughed and replied. It's called the sports lottery. The proceeds will go to charity in Atlantic City. People, don't be serious. It's just fun. And inside the storm right now. Face full of dark glands, you have a beautiful dream. It's not easy for you to guess. Next to me, think about it for a moment. Then it's refreshing. So I'm in. It is impossible to guess all 18 people. I'm the top 3. Then he raised his hand and called out to a man in a straw hat. There are scars on the cheeks. Red shirt, blue pants, rolled bare to the thigh. I'm going to sell some tickets to the other people down there. Africa bet here. Come here, replied the squire. So raise your hand to a silver card. I bet you 3 will be on top. Not in order number 7. 10 and 17. Beneath the other stand. See Sojo's actions like that. I can't help but admire. Fruit box. It's not like Mr. Sojo swung his hand. It's a piece of money. The young lady has now gone to Mr. Sozo. Put your name on the bet slip. Have you thought so carefully? Each person can only bet once. It's also a silver leaf. It is the highest limit. He is the owner of that rule. And so, I laughed too, ha ha ha. It's just fun. I see your attitude like that. My sister doesn't have many words anymore. Put it in front of you. 2 sheets and a fingerprint box. It is required. Please run your fingerprints on these 2 receipts. These 2 sheets are identical, and so it's a bit surprising to say. Young lady hands up a piece of charcoal, laughing and explaining. That's right, thanks to the master who invented this printing paper. So we can make 2 identical hybrids. Keep the original. The copy can be used to exchange the prize. Finished listening, so much so that his eyes widened and his mouth widened. SAO printing paper. I didn't wait so much for you to react. Someone else raised their hand. Baby, I want to bet. Oh, come here. Little Africa left. Compared to sitting out for a while, the body suddenly trembled. Your son sitting next to you doesn't understand. It's like realizing the truth. Excited to be back on the road. Making a move is no different than proposing. Eyes full of sincerity. The voice that says raw. It makes me sit on the floor suddenly startled. Cold sweat. To become a master. The question is, ever printed paper, it will be widely sold on the market. Save the smiling face, except 2 hands up, as if surrendering. The paper is still in the testing phase. It takes a while. Just put it on the market. Sister Gio is so sensitive that she thinks. Then I heard the serious face. His mouth opened with a wide smile full of pity. Hands on your chest. The whole person radiates a dark air that makes the wind run out of words. To become a master. Can't sell me a little in advance? The price doesn't matter. This is very important to me. He just said. He frowned and bit his teeth. Remember the past. The foreigners have distorted the modification of the coupon. Tighten my 1 street. It also hurts me to have 7 credits. Just have this magical paper. That's not going to happen again. I can see your attitude like that. I usually do it in my head. I have to work a lot with Gio. Maybe we can sell him some now. Then you can answer. I'll tell someone to bring a printed box. More than 1 set. Thank you to the master. And so immediately excited. Thanks, and Teiji. Next to hearing the conversation of 2 people, they heard that they agreed to sell the paper. It's also confusing. To become a master. I also want. The price is not cheap anywhere. He said solemnly. Sitting next to the wind, Ellie didn't know when to sleep. There was a bubble on the nose that had lost its image. Not possible. You need a gold coin. Tori looked terrified and tried to guess the price, but the next measurement did not hesitate to shout. Please sell me 10 boxes. The outside world has come to terms with the price. Toji just guessed. Okay, but in the interior of this moment, quietly happy. What the hell? The cost of paper is only a few dollars. I have sold a lot of gold coins here. I suddenly remembered that I had one more thing to say. And the notebook that came with it. Through the people around you. The fight is still going on. Someone they teased out of the audience. The radio makes everyone excited. At this point, he received the consent of the owner. Turned his eyes to the match. Torzi is still considering the price. Just holding the ballot paper in your hand, eyes full of earnestness to look at the wind. But the owner of Kier is still immersed in joy. Making money doesn't pay attention, you're thinking. It's easy for the rich to make money. Look out for ideas. It's okay to open a luxury goods store. At that time, they sell milk tea. Audience on the big sow. To escape the flow of thought. The results of the competition are in. The best fisherman shouted. The winner of the first boxing competition. This time it was the 76-year-old grandfather who was talented, but hidden. Where's everyone's applause? 2 hands towards the old man. My head has only a few hairs. His feet trembled on the radio. Next to a strong man. My head is crying because I lost. Hey to who? It's on our stage now. Behind and Togi is rolling his eyes open. I can't believe the results. I just heard that. I guess wrong. You can win it too. Save Fang. Above, of course. I still think quietly. In the head, you have to attack the front to get points. Fight a big guy. But stupid, the one with the fastest hand wins. But a 70-something-year-old man. And winning is a little unbelievable. Think about here. It's hard to put words into words. That's a funny thing, haha. Somewhere else. The view that emerges is a vast mountain forest. The snow is white. The wind blows in waves. It makes people feel so cold. Below the area is the Avenazi werewolf rider. Brown wrap person. On his back was a sword wrapped in a black cloth. ABC looks at the map and thinks. If we get through this forest, we're going to be the executioners. According to intelligence, in the capital, there's an animal of the cuckoo tribe. I hope it's the princess. Please wait for me. Under the thick snow, Avenji dragged his heavy footsteps forward. In the city of the wind, in front of the city gate, it's a bunch of animals gathering. Look at a noble. It's being carried by 4 other animals, with a big piece of wood. Noble name Kier Blonde. Wear a blue shirt again. White fur with blue hat. He's holding an ROI up in his hand. He wanted to build a river to protect the city. We need 300 strong, healthy people. Working will be drinking barley porridge. Underneath the beast people heard that. Immediately fluttering. Put your hands up high. My son needs the barley porridge I made. I have my health. All these animals are for food. Because you hear it will be eaten again, and your stomach pressed tight. The name has just been announced. Make him turn and scream. Don't get too close. This shit. Scream can't be. He's holding the ROI out in his hand up and whipping it down. People back off. What can you do if you are lucky? Want to trick to have porridge SAO get out now. The animals, though beaten. But I'm too hungry to talk out loud. Choose me. Choose me. A Feji standing in a hidden corner behind. Seeing this situation is not surprising. This is the Wasp City. City executioners under slavery. Where slave traders like to raise. 80% of the population is slaves. The owner is only responsible for providing some drinking water and porridge to make sure no one starves. Was able to get a huge labor force. All right, enough people. Filthy blonde name. The beard is on both sides. Knock ROI's head down on a sitting plank. Tell them to go, Theo. If it's late, there's no need to come. I don't know how much he weighs. But leave 4 weak beasts around. Is making the board sweat. Pale face. Maybe it's partly because of the cold. They only have a fragile shirt on them. The slaves looked at the Kier. Some people wonder. I took 100 people yesterday. We need 300 people today who didn't have AI yesterday. It was sold, someone else said. Among those who went there, some kids starved this morning. Avatar stealthily jumps onto the snowy roofs of Kier. Follow the ancient aristocratic delegation. She's hiding behind a wall watching people think. Strangely, they don't go into the SAO. What to do in such a deserted place? That's where the blue hat gentleman crossed his arms, screaming a stop signal. The animals below are strange. Looking sideways and looking to the left. Must be full. I wonder what I want to do here. Suddenly, an arrow came. Stab a purple-haired beast in the chest. It makes the people around you terrified. There was another noble on a horse with a sword. A group of beasts dressed to slash. His face is full of excitement. They want to kill us. Let's run. An animal immediately understands the situation. Shout aloud to the people around you. Ha ha ha, run away. Run away or there's nothing interesting. The noble continued to ride, waving his sword and slaying indiscriminately. This turned out to be their real goal. There's no porridge, there's no river protection. This is nothing more than catching animals for fun. A bunch of animals running around. One begged not to kill. I don't need you anymore, my son. I haven't finished yet. He was cut down by another noble. Ha 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 ha, these bandits are so weak, ha ha. Look how many robbers I've killed. When I come back, I will praise you for your courage. The nobles took turns showing off their accomplishments. There are animal bodies everywhere. Blood dyed snow red, tragic scene as opposed to the mood of the Kier nobles. Elfuzzy saw what happened. She trembled furiously, gritting her teeth. This fucking world. Why can it be so bad? Why can humans be so cruel? I can't see any more. Aveni immediately stood up. Put your sword behind your back. Suddenly, another group of riders, from behind itself, to stop in such an atmosphere. The noble startled back. What is wrong? People have just arrived, immediately surrounded by noble names, just brutally killed Kier. Make the three guys turn their heads and don't understand what's going on. The three nobles were quickly tied up in a pile. The blonde doesn't understand, but still shout out loud. You do something. It's not like giving money can kill you. The black-haired father also raised his voice. Big liver. My father is the Count Pulitizer, and you dare arrest me. The brunette said, that's right. Why are you animals? I'm your client. The animal has just arrived. The head of hair is covered all over the face. In front of three people. He took a sword from the next man. Order to give those. This goes to their house. Tell them you want to ransom the hostages and give them 50 gold. Or wait for the heads of these people. The name of the beast was immediately recognized. The three human nobles finished listening. Immediately green face again. The black-haired guy screams menacingly. You filthy beasts. I want to meet the executioner. My father is the Earl Pulitizer, if you dare. Not finished. He received a sword from the leader of the beast. Crashed for an hour. The beast's eyes looked contemptuously at the black rice man. You're the one who doesn't have the most money. How many children does Count Pu have? You didn't come to Sao. He immediately drew his sword. The name Kier blames no longer the last word. The other two looked at him with all their faces covered. But still try hard. You guys dare to kill nobles. The people who talk don't keep their word. The blonde didn't finish her sentence. He was cut off by the Kier leader. You only met bandits outside the city. And was robbed. It has nothing to do with the rapist. Look at you, and you are brave. I killed the bandits. He laughed and continued. Basically, there's no need to keep your word. The two nobles were afraid of falling and trembling. The 7 leaders of the Kier beast immediately turned away. Give an order to another. Take them to the cellar. The rest of the slaves went to the factory. Let them eat and work. I can't hear you fast enough. The human name first brought the animals here. Shout out. The leader of the beast Kier raised his hand to shout. Let's go back to the city. AVC look without a doubt. Why would a human listen to an animal? And the name of this dog? It doesn't seem to be low either. What happened to this executioner after all? From. The cold wind blowing so cold on the ground. A man in charge, bringing a bunch of animals into a building. Ken is the hammer hitting the iron bar. Around the room, the beast just walked into all the armor. A van moves through a small gap looking at. Inside, a person, hands on hips. Big biceps said out loud to the animals. When you eat, work for me. Avatar thought. Are you making armor? So many Fong executioners are planning to create anti-Sao. But what the devil wants to do has nothing to do with you. Finding the princess is the main thing. Aveni hiding behind the wall. A bunch of animals in armor. With a lance passing by. I think the intelligence said. The beast of the lake, he's locked in the master's mansion. Go there and see. In the capital city of the executioner, AVG body agile. As the guard turned his face the other way. Immediately pass, jump quickly on the wall. I looked at the guards without a doubt. In the city, the owners are all animals. Maybe the owner of the city is a noble. Have relatives with SAO animals. Like slaves outside the city are SAO. AVG goes into the basement. To a door, I heard a scream. Give me the animal. The name of this damn animal. Through a small gap in the wall, Avizi sees everything in the room. A human noble is lying in bed. Give my hand to take something from the hand of a brown-clothed animal. It is a god. The profane, with a wide grin, said, AVG, look closely at what you've just shown. This is a ghost. An evil fruit can give people ultimate joy. Once you're addicted, you can't get out. Breathing in lightly, the spirit is disturbed. If it is heavy, the body will collapse and die. The noble Kier inhaled to the smoke from the evil fruit. And then you lie down on the bed, mouth still smiling vaguely, or. The wonderful world. The orange-haired beast standing by the bed saw. Immediately speak up. You've inhaled too many animals lately. Out. The city managers want to gap you. The owner in bed, Kier, face still showing Tia excitement. My mouth is still flowing. I don't care what Kier is saying. Put your hands on your feet. You do it. The orange-haired beast looks at this, the smile on my mouth. This one is perfect. Invite the case managers tomorrow. To taste the beast. Name of the dog. It's the one who caught the Kier nobles. Answer, yes, your majesty. Amazi outside the whole business. My eyes can't believe it. Look at the man who was called your majesty. That's it. That's the prince of the animal kingdom. Brother date of King Bu too, but. Why is that? Not a date not out of Beauty Kingdom. Why does it appear here again? Maybe the princess is with him. Date with a dog animal, get out of the room. The owner went out and met someone. The Kier speak up. Watch out, it will be quick. You will take control of this city. He called this man an old kingdom knight. Fortunately, I remember your evil fruit, and this is your revenge. Date said and threw a bag of money at the leash. Suddenly, the rope felt something. Hand-drawn knife on the side. I cut down the wall in the door next door. Come out now. The wall also drew its sword. Was smashed by the flying rocks, Ken. Two weapons touching each other make a loud noise. Both Revi and Gi power equal. They were all beaten back by the enemy. My mouth is bleeding. A human name. You can't hold a sword. Pour out all my might. Who is this guy after all? What does this have to do with date? Avenzi think the Kier GG side is also aesthetically pleasing in the head. Such a formidable beast. Better than the two animals before. Meet in the Atlantic. Mr. Date. This is not the man you sent to assassinate me. That's it, GG said. I asked the date when the person who had just appeared immediately called out.